Hey, Matro,
Yep.
you hear a loud crack. We are recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear a loud crack and then a scream. And everyone's screaming around.
That'd be fine or really bad.
Batter reaches first base.
Ah.
As with another on third. It is currently April 12th. Oh, 0080. You are in the lunar city of Oman,
I fucking knew it.
watching the Von Braun Rockets versus the Amon Pharaohs. The Rockets are up 5-3. What is everyone eating? Since you were in gravity, you have no restrictions on what you can eat or drink now.
I guess Faust is eating like something very, I don't know. I'd say maybe peanuts, if anything.
I gotta go with the classic hot dog and an overpriced stadium beer.
When was the last time you've had a beer, Matro?
It'd be a while, I suppose, because it would have to be whatever his last rotation down onto the moon would be, where he'd be in any kind of gravity. So it probably tastes pretty good, even at well, this is 1980 prices, so I don't know, $5 a beer in a stadium. That still seems excessive, but probably be very happy to have it regardless.
A beer is a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halaba, what are you having?
Popcorn that's been that hasn't sold for a while, so it's been out for a little too long. Just kind of stale now.
Yeah, this entire idea was Matro's idea.
Considering how well dancing as a team building exercise went last time, this seemed less prone to anyone ending with bruised toes.
You see Courage with one of those novelty hats. It says that Pharaoh's #1.
Does
Can I
Courage have any
roll to see
particular
what
loyalty
this
to
is?
the team, or is it just a matter of that was the merch that
That
caught
was a
her
cool.
eye?
Get a souvenir, come on. First time on the moon.
Fair enough.
All right. Can I make a roll for Faust to statistically guess who'd be able to win this game?
I don't feel like
I
you
was
need
just sitting
to.
there in the stands playing Moneyball.
I will say,
Yeah, you got money riding on this, Faust?
Nope. She's just doing it because she can. Brain exercises to funnel out the.
Um, you have very nice seats, right? You're sitting right behind home base,
Mm.
courtesy of some strings Matro pulled.
Faust is simply chomping away at her peanuts, looking at the guys go running.
Oh, how does it feel to be on the moon again?
oh, we're on the where are we
Yeah,
in Von
I'm
Braun?
on.
Oh,
No, I'm on.
I'm on. Okay,
All,
never.
all, Although the team and the home team is playing your city of Von Braun's team.
Okay. Uh, oh, it feels good. He actually, you'd notice, the longer he's been on, the longer he's been here, he's sort of been a lot more comfortable. Like the environment is very much, uh, is much more familiar than it's ever been. Uh, oh, you also notice he's cheering for the wrong team the entire time.
Or you're cheering for the Rockets?
No, what? Who are they again?
The Rockets are Von Braun and the Pharaohs are Amon.
Yeah, he'd be cheering for the Rockets, and I assume they're like Apollo themed mascot. Amon Pharaohs, gotcha.
Well, because like there's the Egyptian god Amon.
So is Halva like a baseball fan, or is it just a matter of that's the home team? So that's, you know, town loyalty at work.
It's very much town loyalty.
Yeah, because what I'm imagining is Hala, you don't really pay too much close attention, but like you're always kind of happy when the home team does good.
The best team is the home team. This is known. Uh, One time they played like a team on Earth. Turns out that was a bad idea. Multitude of reasons.
Damn.
How what went wrong? Just not used to playing under full gravity, or just a matter of lunar and Earth not getting along?
Well, see how there's kind of see how there's kind of like a net at the top of the stadium.
Yeah, he points up and there it is.
Answer it politely. No, it's like I imagine this isn't the first like lunar game he's caught, but he'll keep he'll keep the conversation going for the benefit of Faust and Courage.
Courage. Yeah, as Courage has already stated, she watches combat sports.
See, on the moon, Earth player hits a bit too hard, and on Earth, the moon player doesn't hit hard enough, and it kind of creates this weird situation where you'd be surprised, but neither player is really good playing in what's not their home gravity.
Imagine it throw pitching off pretty bad for the Earth side. So it's not all. Yeah, neither side would be doing very well in the other's environment.
You hear another crack. Fair goes out into the outfield. Pharaoh's third base makes it to home. The first base though is out. They switch batters. It's currently the 5th inning.
What does this baseball field look like?
It looks like a baseball field.
And if we look up,
If you look up, you see you're basically you're not in a dome. You're in a cube that holds the entire field.
huh?
Basically, the more you look up, there's just stands. It's just all stands. The net is there, so you don't hit anyone on the far side.
Damn. Yeah, I guess Faust is still just like kind of quietly watching the game, eating her peanuts.
Yeah, what is false drinking?
Uh, Probably like a whatever soda or whatever somebody else grabbed for her. If anything, she didn't buy these. Somebody else was just like, one of Matro or Halava was like, Faust, you can't just sit for the whole game without eating or drinking anything. And they bought her just like whatever they thought she'd like. And she's just kind of sitting there with them, like, all right, I guess this is what I'm going to be consuming now.
Yeah, the ball game and assorted stuff could be Matro's treat for the team. So that, which may cost him dearly with courage in the stands, but
Hey,
oh well.
Matro, you have friends in high places. These tickets, they didn't cost you anything except a favor.
Even better.
Plus, you earned the belt for a year. What are you going to spend your money on?
Right? Besides newspapers that no one needs to know about, nothing.
There's one thing you all have in great amounts. It's disposable income.
Yep.
God, I love being a bachelor after the worst population crisis in human history.
So true. Everyone
Yeah.
here is now Earth Sphere's top bachelors.
You see, yeah, Oliver says that he's watching a woman walk by.
It's a fair point, I suppose.
No. I kind of just kind of sigh at that comment.
He was mostly talking about the disposable income, but
No, I'm gonna make Macho. I'm gonna make Oliver look worse with that one. Oh, how tired? Of course, it has to be courage at the foam hand.
oh yeah.
What's a big one on it?
Of course. It's a baseball classic. Yep.
So are we just on leave here, or is this like we have official duties? We just have a day off.
I so glad you asked. There is actually a very good reason you're in Amman right now. Today is your day off, but you do have work tomorrow. And that work is the treaty signing ceremony. You're here because you were Blex's escort. So yep. I would like everyone to roll me keen in politics +3. This has been explained to you, but I want to see if you understand the full ramifications.
In politics.
+3.
Ooh, I got a 9. 5, 7 plus 3, so I barely made it with about 2 successes, I think.
It's 7 success for Matro. I rolled rather well there.
1 success.
Yep, so Fost Matro, how it's been explained to you in very brute terms is that it is an economic treaty between the Earth Federation, Side 3, and Side 6. Lots of stuff like standardization of import, export, or taxes, how to deal with like piracy, smuggling, so on, standardization of like storage sizes, all that sort of stuff. Just makes life easier for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Macho, this is an incredibly big deal because it makes war between Side 3 and Side 6 against the Earth Federation essentially impossible because their economies are all going to be linked.
You're right. Yeah, so this is just basically the Federation trying to nip another Xeon situation, yeah, at the bud.
Well, that's a good question. Is it a totally one-sided treat, or is this something where it's like
No, the Xeon belt colonies actually get quite a lot out of this. Because it means they can trade with way more people.
Oh, okay.
Right.
A big part of the belt campaign was actually for you, Metro, is preventing all the belt colonies from coming back to Earth, which you were very successful in.
Great.
Because the Federation, when they do stuff, when they want to do asteroid mining, they bring the asteroids to the Earth sphere. Zeeks don't do that.
They just mine them out there.
Then send the resources back. Yeah, the probably the most famous Xeon on belt at asteroid mining base has to be Access.
I'm sure nothing suspicious is happening over there.
That'd be crazy. Just a simple mine.
Yep. So today is your off day. You get to walk the streets. Tomorrow, though, it's another fancy party for all of you. Dress uniforms
No,
and everything.
no. Um,
After last time, I'm going to make sure everyone's armed.
I don't think anyone would blame you.
Yeah. Fool me once and all that.
Courage will still bring the sword.
I would recommend it.
yeah.
If it weren't for the fact that Match would be more concerned about accidentally cutting off his own thumb, he'd do the same. But he is not not skillful in that whatsoever. But this is probably like the most relaxed anyone's seen Matro. Actually, anyone in the party has probably seen Matro the entire time they've known him. He's got a baseball game. This treaty thing actually seems like a good thing for once.
Things are going well.
Yeah, so he is
Surprisingly.
just like enjoying the day. So it's like he loves baseball. Probably doesn't care anything particular about these two teams. Probably cheering for the Pharaohs just for Halaba's sake. Or so not for the Pharaohs, for the Rockets. But like, doesn't really matter to him. He doesn't have a real connection one way or the other.
Yep, life is good. Metro, regained D2 mind health. It seems like something. This in particular seems like something you would enjoy.
Right? Oh, I'm lucky with that. Back up to
Everyone,
4.
everyone else, get one back. I'll just give you a freebie.
Oh, that's
Back
a
up to
very
full.
strong. 6 mind health. Did we roll for narrative points? Oh, you guys probably already did.
Would
I
you
don't
like
believe
me to?
I mean, I guess.
Uh, 3.
Alrighty. How long are we expect to be staying here after the treaty signing? Are we gonna have any additional time off, or is this kind of our one and done?
You have the week.
Okay.
So, you got here Tuesday. It's currently Friday. Tomorrow's the treaty signing. Then you have Sunday. Then on Monday you leave. So,
Right.
like a week of shore leave. Most people have had some time on the ship.
Oh
Now,
yeah, no. I would just like to say, Faust probably had to get dragged out of her room to come attend this baseball game.
Ordered.
Or
Yep.
yeah, like fucking official orders. Thatcher had to like, I order you as your commanding officer to come with us to this baseball game.
mandatory
Legally
fun
mandated fun.
is yeah. Why is no one having fun? I specifically ordered it.
I specifically ordered you to have fun and have sitting there like, I could be sitting there in her head like
Dead to the
I could be
world.
I could be reviewing. I could be reviewing. I could be revising my notes on new type research.
Yeah. You got to read through all that, Faust, and oh boy.
Oh yeah, no, she's been stuck in her room for days unless it's something like that's like she can't like not do. Like if for any point of free time where she's not like required to do anything, she's been in her room, just poring over. If anyone has entered her room in the past few days, they would just find sticky notes. Just her whole room. You know how it's covered with all this like documented shit. Those have been like covered up
Favored
with
back
these
over.
post-it notes and like different formulas and theories that could like I don't know. It's weird.
Just lost in the sauce.
Completely lost in the sauce.
So with us
There's a
being like, oh, sorry.
Yes.
yeah, sorry, I was gonna joke. There's a mysterious T-shaped design on her wall that nobody knows what it's for.
I was gonna say, with us being on the moon for a week, would you have had any time to like go to Von Braun, or have we still been like locked down to just this city? Or do you even have an interest in going back home? I suppose is the other question.
Yeah, Halva. So the way the leaf works is you really you have to like show up back to the ship every single night. You can't really make a trip to Von Run like that.
Gotcha. Then yeah, he's probably not at the time. Like unless if he like got on the train like exactly when he wakes up. I imagine Holiva would have tried to, but realized it probably just wouldn't have worked out. Like given the schedule and everything. But he's happy to be here at least. It's not his first time being in the city, but
Beats the Shoal Zone.
mm-hmm. Probably like his second. He's been to he's been to a lot of places on the moon.
Moon number 1. The game keeps playing. Playing and playing.
Is anyone other than Matra actually excited by the game, or is everyone else just like
Courage. Courage seems excited.
good?
Faust is indifferent.
About as good as we could have hoped for, to be fair.
Holiva is yelling at the like mini Apollo 11 like mascot to like tear open that pharaoh and like be
Yeah,
like
It's just
very
like an
violent
aggressive fan. Love it.
I imagine it has like a face and everything. Like
If I could draw, I now just want the
Also,
mascot.
no, yeah, Faust just is like looking at Halva, being like, "Rip that thing apart." Faust just says out loud, like, "Faust considers this change in Halva's personality to be an interesting development."
Like the most like fired up we've seen Halva in a while.
Yeah.
I think ever, actually.
Yeah, no, Halva's usually been pretty mellowed. Now he's fucking telling the mascot for his home team to rip the other apart like it's Mortal Kombat.
listen, it's about loyalty to your home, and it's the fun of the sport. Listen, they're in on it. You know, like rip his fucking throat out. Just fucking put your hand in there, rip it out.
Just gonna look at Halva. You're more of a soccer fan, aren't you, Halva?
How do you know?
Intuition.
Faust nods at Matro's comment of just into it. Yeah, Faust nods in agreement.
Halva, football hooligan?
I love it.
He kind of like sits back down.
It sits down. Everyone's just staring at him for a second.
No, it's too loud. It's a pretty packed game.
Oh no, I think he means like us.
Yeah, I just meant our little section.
No, not even. Everyone's yelling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a pretty high stakes game. Although it is kind of weird for you, Macho, to see the season and ends like high point be in the early spring. It's April 12th.
Yeah, I suppose it's all artificial. They can have the season wherever they want. So yeah, it takes a little bit of adjusting.
Damn.
When
I
did
guess the
they
same
have it?
for Faust, if anything, because
It's like,
Although, Macho, when you did look up these two teams, you did notice that these weren't exactly the top of the pack in like the Lunar League.
Okay, so is this just like it's a big game because it's like a
No,
regional rivalry thing, or is it just a big game?
yes, it is. It's like the Packers and the Bears.
Gotcha. Oh, so Alpha's probably getting some real dirty looks here, or I guess.
we're gonna have to fight our way out of this.
Yeah, that's actually a great question. What are you guys wearing?
Oh, it's I just imagine Matra on leave looks like the most stereotypical like uh dad on the weekend. So it's like
Yes, the dad uniform. I know exactly what you're talking about.
it's khaki shorts, like a polo with a belt and fucking white sneakers. And like a ball cap from a random team back in California that no one else in this stadium is going to recognize.
No, they'll recognize it. They'll just ask, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Traveling for work.
Work-related business.
What about the rest of you? What are you guys wearing?
Faust is wearing, I guess, like, it's like cold.
This is a controlled environment. It is
I
always like
think
70. It's always like 75 degrees out.
actually, you know what? Let me just get it. I think I know.
sorry about that. I imagine Oliver is just like wearing just jeans and like his pilot's jacket.
I think Faust is wearing something like this.
Yeah, for the benefit of the quarter, so that's pants and a
It's
sweater.
yeah, it's brown pants and pretty. Yeah, it's a white vertical line sweater and with a jacket, but she has it off right now.
Anchor just wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
Damn, I'm the only one dripping in this entire party.
I don't know what you're talking
Absolutely.
about. Matra looks great, according to him.
You'd be excellent at a grill right now.
Right?
For new type experiments, this Faust giving the data that I just want to grill for Fed's sake. So,
Ninth
how
inning.
does this? Yeah, how's this game ending? We've been here for a bit.
7-6.
Damn, close game. Who won, the Rockets or the?
Rockets won.
I guess Holida's about to pop off in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, Oliver just like yips and yells. I imagine there's a a kid next to him, like a pharaoh kid, and he's like in your face.
Jesus, I love it.
In your face! Yeah, no, Fountain Media is just like dragging him off. It's like, all right, game's over. Let's go.
All right. Oh, if you thought this was bad, you should have seen the Rockets versus the God, what's the other
Granada
city?
team. The other big city is Granada.
Yeah, Granada. Yeah, you should have seen the Rockets versus
The Granada so and
Robots.
so's.
the Granada Zakus. That
Man,
won't
that'd
make
be a
sense.
team doing some real rapid rebranding right about now.
No, it's the
Yeah.
robots.
Yeah, the Granada robots. He threw hands.
Yeah, no, there
Well,
was blood in that day.
Yep, and you all start to file out. It is currently 2 p.m. You have the run of the city to yourselves.
Oliver, you've been here before. What's worth doing in
Amman.
town? In Amman.
Well, I've never really been a tourist before. I've usually only been here on like job searching or like with my parents back in the day. So, I mean, sports are the half of it.
Courage says, "What did your parents do?"
That is a good question, Courage. Sorry, I'm just pulling up a sheet. They're actually commissioned engineers. Actually, more lower level for Anaheim.
Oh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, they nothing fancy. I remember they did a lot of civilian work. They must still be. I don't think you can just exactly hop into mobile suit technology. Then again, it's not like you can go to school for it. It's a new technology.
Any interesting?
Well, Faust is going to speak up. As well, Faust, of course, that prerequisite would be a background in engineering or robotics. There's also, what else is there for a mobile suit? There's electronics, avionics, physics. There are many different aspects to creating a mobile suit.
Yeah, but you're also Federation. I just don't see a civilian company getting a good start up there, but who knows?
Well, didn't they just recently buy Hervik?
That is true. They also got Zionic, didn't they?
That is correct. Faust foresees Anaheim eventually branching out into mobile suit contracts for the Federation.
Well, that
After all, Anaheim is a major supplier to in all aspects of electronics and different hardware goods. They're the leading brands when it comes to any form of electronic or material or equipment.
I don't know. The strategic armament edit department seems to be doing a pretty good job with the gyms.
Well, this reminds me. So, how you weren't sure if you wanted to stay with the EFSF or switch over to officer training. Is there any interest in like following your going into engineering? Getting the family business, as it were.
I mean, it's the same question as officer training. I just don't know if I'm quite fit for that level of education. It's I guess I certainly have the funds for it after the war. Maybe. He kind of like scratches his chin. Maybe. But it's
But I have yet to meet a man who can outrun warriors. Sorry.
I can't remember how are you. Is he mustering out relatively soon? Like, does he have a fair bit of time left of his contract, or are you like needing to make a decision in the next couple months?
It is currently April. In 2 months, roughly, is when he's going to be let go. So yeah, time's running out.
Yeah.
Well, not to put too much pressure on you, Hal, but the sooner you make a decision, the better, because every month there's going to be like thousands of Federation troops demobilizing, and it's going to just get it's going to be more and more competition for limited spots, in either academies, universities, or even just the workforce. Or I'd be more than happy to continue flying with you, but I don't know if that's what you want or not.
I'm considering it. It's more of a thing for my general future. I think I think it's a decision I haven't made yet, but I think when the time comes, I'll be ready. Which, like, if this were a TV show, that would be like a major cop out, you know. So, like, sorry
Oh,
about that.
I was thinking that you've just got a death flag just flying right now. I don't know what my future will be, and then by the end of this episode, you'll come up with it and then die tragically, because that's just how cinema works.
Damn.
Chekhov's gun.
In
as we
response,
all know.
like Match say, "Well, I'll give you some more time." But if he hasn't heard like a solid plan from Halva within the next week, he's going to like frog march him down to HR and have him sign a contract, or like force him to
Why?
apply to the academy.
You will be solidly employed. I order it.
Well, more importantly, Matro likes the squadron he's flying with. If he has any opportunity to prevent it from breaking up by like straight arming Halva into, academy training, he'll do it.
Yeah.
And we'll lean on whatever like resources he has to try and secure him placement.
Faust can also pull some strings. Alva is a good coworker. So
I feel the attitude is Halva's allowed to make a decision, but his friends will ensure it's the right decision.
A good one. There are many good decisions, but a good one must be made.
There are many good decisions, but there are some we'd prefer.
Being an up-and-coming officer in a new branch of the military is just like that is the start you want.
Well, actually, that's currently what you have. You're part of the Mobile Suit Corps of the EFSF.
That is true.
Yeah, we're all big shots, TN. Except not really, but
Yeah, you've replaced Ace the Flight Corps pretty much completely.
Also, you said not really, but Faust, you are like highly decorated multi-ace at this point.
Oh yeah.
Who was already involved in the Operation V project.
Yeah, but comes with being a genius.
You have more information on like what happens to the future, like what happened during the 1 year war and what's going to happen in the future of like UC than like the viewer would. Like Foss just has so many
No.
classified documents, I imagine.
Hey,
Faust knows all outcomes.
as you guys are looking for somewhere to eat lunch, you pass by your third EFFS checkpoint in the city. They're just around, and they're
pull
everywhere.
out our we pull out our, we drive up, we pull out our cool badges, and we say, we're like, oh my god, it's Commodore Blex's squadron. Let him through, or some shit. I don't know. Well, okay.
I imagine flashing our military IDs gets us through moderately quickly, at least.
Unless it's like, I don't know, fifth car, get out the vehicle, open all compartments and doors.
Is this level of security like because it's because of the treaty tomorrow, or is it just like everything's still on lockdown, even this many
Like,
months post war?
You don't know.
All right. I mean, we got time to kill, but I'm not wanting to spend all of it, passing through security checkpoints. So
Yeah, it's mostly to get from
slash.
one neighborhood to another.
Yeah, holy shit, they got this place locked down tight. Yeah, Faust is just, I guess we're just gonna show our military IDs and, hope they just wave us through. I'm sure they're just as tired of stopping, like, who knows how many cars as we are of getting stopped.
Who said anything about cars?
Well, yeah, cars and people, or just people in general. There's a lot of people in this city.
Yeah, you're looking for somewhere to eat.
McDaniels.
You find this restaurant called McDaniel's.
Yeah,
It's a burger place.
one of the most popular on Earth. It's been around for a long time.
On Earth? No, it's a Mon classic.
Oh, I see. Like, yeah, Faust doesn't really have anything to comment on it. I know she's just kind of tagging along.
I mean, it'll be better than the cafeteria in the Rio. So that's
True.
that's something
Yeah.
going forward already. And we're already past the checkpoint by it, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. So works for Metro.
Yep. You order your food and get to eating.
Nom, nom. Yeah, Faust got a pretty plain burger. Nothing too fancy. Optimal hamburger.
Yeah. Courage has a triple stack.
Yeah,
It
triple stack with lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, mayo, ketchup.
can barely fit in her hands.
Yeah. Gotta slightly unhinge
That
her
means that's
jaw
a
to get it
big
all in.
goddamn burger because I assume Courage has huge friggin' hands.
Yes,
Gotta
Courage is the physically largest one of this crew.
Wait, if we're at Space McDonald's, the important question: is the ice cream machine broken?
Is it?
As we all know, dairy is made on the moon. One moment.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining like what animals, if any, would live on the moon.
I assume I guess the beef is imported
Yes, I
already
did.
or something. I don't think there's anything like I don't know if they're raising livestock here on the moon.
I feel,
And to answer your question, Matro, yes, it is working.
Oh hell yeah! So Metro will get a burger, fries, and a milkshake then, because again, food on the Rio has like gotten better, but it's still not good.
It's rations
Yeah, so
from
he's living at large while on leave.
yes from your
PT is going to
Federation
suck.
your Federation Assembly mandated list of ingredients.
So true. Yeah, no, Faust got like if you just picked a random if you just picked a meal from the menu, got it how it comes, just eating it.
It's like you order number 3 without looking at the menu, just assuming it'll be edible.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like, what would you like? Not even glancing at the menu at number 3.
Just like the
Oh.
number.
Yeah.
I just realized that would they have sodas or does carbonation not work?
You're in gravity.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be pretty tough to live in a city without gravity.
How do you think Metro was having the beer earlier?
Yeah. We're all
Oh,
eating the
right.
good shit. Yeah.
Alright then, yeah, Halva gets a non-brand Coke.
Cock. It's English, so it's cock.
No, it's a Cara. A Cora.
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Seems about
As
right.
we all know, during the Great War, before the establishment of the Universal Century, the Coca-Cola Company went down in flames as part of the Corporate Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Now only Taco Bell remains. Wait,
It's
I'm
Taco
mixing
Bell,
my
which had
my sci-fi
Taco Bell,
properties.
which Taco Bell had to rebrand to Zaku Bell,
I
still
and now they have to
I gotta get that
and now
shirt.
they have to rebrand back to Taco Bell.
I can't believe that in Code Geass, Pizza Hut is just a thing.
Yeah, Pizza Hut exists. Like fucking world history is changed because George Washington failed in his rebellion because Benjamin Franklin sold out the revolutionaries, but Pizza Hut still remained because not even a different timeline can out Pizza the Hut.
That's funny.
Gorbachev coined out Pizza the Hut and look where we are now.
There's a Pizza Hut right outside. You see a very familiar looking green haired lady walk by the window. It's a Sunrise property, so they can get away with that.
Seems about right.
No, remember, the year is 1980. What's a Code Geass?
I mean, yeah, but also, what's a fucking Pizza Hut still exists?
I feel like there you go.
This is among. Yeah, whatever. There's a Pizza Hut. I think there's a Pizza Hut outside.
Oh, and I'm looking up when Pizza Hut was first founded. Give me a moment. In 1958,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut predates Gundam.
Yeah.
I'm not
Pizza
surprised it
Hut's
predates
still
Gundam,
going-
but if you made me guess, I would have guessed like 1970, not the 50s. So there we go.
Well,
Yeah, man.
a lot of these restaurants started off as like, mom and pop, and then they expanded in the 60s and then went global in the 70s. Or I could be wrong. Maybe it all happened in the 60s. Yeah.
So angry that Portillo's didn't beat out Burger King as the one that went global. From my very own home state of Illinois.
Portillo's, they're the
Yeah.
ones who are famous for the cake in their shake, isn't that them?
Yes, that is them. They do hot dogs for the most part. Also burgers on the side, but they specialize in hot dogs.
Nice. It was a random thing. When I was on holiday, I was down in Vegas and we ordered food from a Chicago restaurant there one night at the Verbu. Got a Chicago dog and
Yeah, it's
Italian
probably
beef
for
sandwich. It
tourists.
was pretty
I
good.
swear to God, I swear to God, I watched like 3 Toho videos today. Now my entire internet feed is flooded with Toho.
Yeah,
Ah, of course, of course, of course.
that'll do her.
Well,
Such a
don't get me
funny
into
little
my.
franchise.
So you guys are eating, and then you guys finish. And unless there's anything, is there anything else you'd like to do while you have some free time?
Nope. Nah, if anything, Faust wants to go back to her room and keep being a nerd.
Trying to think what other mandatory fun Patrick can assign to
Like,
keep you out of your
Little
your den.
gremlin cave.
Oh, have any of y'all been on a walk?
Oh, what?
like a moonwalk.
Yes, like a moonwalk. I think there
I
might be
believe
a
this
few.
entire city. I believe
Oh.
this entire city. Faust believes this entire city would count as a moonwalk.
I mean, yeah, but it's like none of the local. It's so industrialized. Like once you get on the moon, you can really see all the nothing. You know.
Very, very exciting prospects. All the nothing.
I
The
mean,
mind-numbing, terrifying concept of nothingness that is out there.
just
That
don't fall into
dirt.
one of the craters. You will die of frostbite.
Faust says, "Yeah." She nods. She is aware, and she just says, "Faust will accompany of whatever Lieutenant Matter decides."
Trying to think here because moonwalk does sound interesting, but last time Matra was dicking around on, just did a 0G in a spacesuit, he almost got killed by a door. So it's like, I guess we could do that.
Space is dangerous.
Yeah, he's kind of enjoying the. I mean, it's not like we're outside, but it feels like outside compared to being stuck inside the ship for all this time. So
It is a slightly bigger it is a significantly bigger enclosed space.
well, actually, I guess the idea of the moonwalk does sound better because it's finally somewhere where he doesn't have a roof over his head. So, seems like a fine idea. I have no idea what what sort of things are to see in the immediate surroundings I'm on, but I'm certain that they cater to the tourist crowd with something like that.
Yep, so you go find a tourist trap for moonwalks. You rent out the equipment. You go outside. You're currently on that fine line between the dark side and the light side of the moon. That's where Amon is. Just start
Okay.
walking around.
Stretch your legs for a bit.
Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
there is no roof over your head. It's kind of weird. It's wrong, even.
Huh. You know, yeah, that. I don't. I feel so. What's the opposite of claustrophobia?
Agoraphobia?
You feel free and exposed.
Yeah, that's the word. I feel like, my every movement isn't being watched and I can do whatever I want. It's unnerving.
You've been let out of your cage.
Where's the ceiling lads? There's supposed to be ceiling.
I love that you suggested this, and you're the one who's just like facing the reality. That's like, oh shit, this is suddenly terrible.
It was your idea, says Courage.
Listen, I thought they would have something a bit better than these medieval spacesuits. He's in one of those big bulky ones where he can barely move
Yeah,
his
or
joints.
You look like
yeah,
you're the mascot.
Exactly.
Nice. Oh, normal suit technology has certainly come a long way.
yeah. Faust is very much a yep. This is some old shit. Be- Putting it on, very big. They're sitting there, standing there like a bunch of dorks, I assume, in their little spacesuits. Their big, bulky spacesuits.
Yeah, not little. Quite the
Uh,
opposite, actually.
Quite large. Faust, I guess, goes over to the door that leads to the outside, and she says, "Is everyone ready?"
Oh,
You were already outside.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, Faust is kind of just looking out into the void of nothing. She kind of turns to go face the stars. Not the big star in front of us, just the stars out in the distance.
Yeah, Faust, Matro. On Earth, can't get a sight like this. Stars this clear? That's never gonna happen.
imagine even out in the desert, it's not nearly as. This is still a phenomenal sight comparatively.
Yep. Just very captivating.
Even a lot of space noids don't get views like this. They spend all their lives within the confines of the colony.
I can never imagine breathing or never breathing fresh air.
Well, on a colony, there's still a bunch of grass, so
Yeah, I think Faust is gonna just be kind of how do I say? Because I have to go do something real quick, so I'll be off for a minute. But I say what's the term? Disassociating. That's the term. Kind of just staring off into space, enjoying the view. Can't. All right. Yeah, that's what she's doing. I got to quickly do something. I'll be back as soon as I can.
As a kid, I mentioned this before, but those creators.
yeah.
As a teenager and one of the more shallow ones, uh, when the other only time I've been on one of these walks, we used to play this game of thermodynamic chicken.
Explain.
You see, you go to the furthest you can in the crater for as long as you can, and then, whoever, if you run out because you get too cold, then you lose. Uh, yeah, one of us got sent to the hospital, but it was pretty fun aside from that.
You see Courage slowly look over you, Halva.
Courage.
Oh, we learned some hidden depths of Halva today. Like he was a goddamn hooligan.
He was.
Was?
Was. Yeah.
What do you mean was? Really just waiting for Swappy so I can go proceed to the next scene.
He takes a rock and pockets it too.
Tired.
Yes,
No, I am tired.
I know.
You don't have the copyright over that word.
It's fine. I'll make the lawsuit eventually.
Yeah, but today is not that day. Wings and flavors. I hope the foods have flavors. Ow. Hmm. How you guys doing?
Oh, not so bad.
I'm very much looking forward to Thursday.
Should be good.
It's like I feel like during the first session, I have way less of an idea what the hell is going on.
Yeah, kind of going in blind. That's kind of fun.
So I really want to know our NPC crew. I wrote some more for the quest today.
Oh, nice.
Marian is Arnau's #1 supporter.
This is gonna be really awkward in the recording, but I'm too lazy to like split it up into two again and have to like stitch them together, even though that requires the most minimal of editing skills.
Ah, yes, that thing we don't have.
I actually do have minimal editing skills. I just it just means that like exporting and importing is like half the work when all you're doing is stitching two things together, and so it's gonna take a lot longer to process than like a 30-second shit post.
Well, Swappy gets back. Can't move on to, the treaty and such.
You know, there usually would be more sats to see, but I think they built over them. You know, Von Braun's built over the initial landing site.
Yeah, who doesn't know that?
I don't know. I don't know what you Earthnoids don't or don't know, but I suppose, yeah, that's pretty common information.
I enjoy Halva playing tour guide.
Wasn't like Von Braun also like a Zeke or something?
Hmm?
Yeah, wasn't Von Braun like a Zeke or something? Werner von Braun.
Oh, Yeah, he was. We learned about this in school. It's kind of important. I think like Earthnoid Zeke. Yeah, that's about as good as you're gonna get.
Ugh.
Yeah. He was commissioned by some nation after the war. I forgot which one. And it led to all this. Kind of ironic considering, Anaheim bought out Zionic, so it's come full circle, hasn't it?
I guess you could say that.
Have you ever heard of a man named Adolf Hitler?
Char has no.
God, I gotta check what difficulty is that on the politics check.
One moment. That's actually in the rule book.
Exactly, like it's very specifically called out.
Although I think I should put for the +3. Have you ever heard of a man named Shar Aznable for politics?
Hold on, what one was that? I thought it was politics, but apparently not.
I think I might have changed it.
Academics. It's a +0 to know who Hitler is. Oh, flubbed it. Wouldn't have a clue.
I didn't ask for the roll.
I did think you were actually rolling for it. I did not mark it as a failed, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
That
mean.
roll exists outside of canon.
Your Honor, it's a joke.
Precisely.
How's Metro feeling about this whole ceremony and signing stuff?
Honestly, probably this is like the first good idea he's heard in a while politically. Like the idea of tying the sides together with Earth is good if it's not like a purely exploitative thing. So he's probably feeling pretty good about it, thinking it's a good move.
What about you, Oliver? You worried about tomorrow at all? It is going to be another fancy party.
Yeah. I mean, lightning never strikes in the same place twice, so Oliver's not too superstitious about it. If anything, he's kind of more worried about the dancing aspect more than anything. That being said, he is bringing his gun, so he's a little superstitious.
Considering how that went last time.
Yeah, that actually that event actually has kind of taught Oliver to bring it everywhere. It's kind of made him it's made him a little paranoid. Okay.
I'll be fair though. The one time you didn't have it on you, that happens. I wonder what Swappy's doing.
Oh right, I forgot I had this GIF.
What gift? I recently finished another batch of naval infantry. Did both of you get the chance to see it? Especially the flag bearer?
No, I just had your description the other day where you said you'd finish the flag bearer.
Other day?
You'd mentioned that day was that? All the days are blurred together that you would just finish the guy with the naval ensign.
Yeah, that flag was that's a 5-stage highlight on the white.
Oof. I'm more of a speed paint guy. I don't know if I've ever put 5 highlights on a model total, much less on a single color. I did get conned to help my brother paint a bunch of peasant man-at-arms for Warhammer the Old World the other day. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that particular set of words is very confusing to me. Mostly
Which
'cause how the hell are you going to be a man at arms and a peasant at the same time?
Listen, Warhammer doesn't make a lick of sense. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, James Workshop. The fuck are you talking about? You're speaking nonsense. Oh, hey,
Oh
Swappy,
God,
you're
yes.
back.
All right, what I'd miss.
Oh, shooting the shit, mostly. Yeah, anyways, next scene. You all go back to the Rio, and it is now the 13th. Saturday the 13th.
Uh-huh.
It's party time.
Right.
You all get in your dress uniforms. You're all also armed this time.
Yeah, we don't want to repeat of last time.
It is at this massive it's just this hotel, and the ballroom is fucking massive again. However, there's way more people than the last party you were at. You see a bunch of civilians, reporters, some Federation officers, mostly like bodyguards and the like. Or like just the senior officers in attendance. Because like the Federation and Prime Minister, he has his Secret Service dudes who aren't in the EFF.
Right. His own little private security.
It never gets complicated with having various armed groups all under different commands. It's great.
Well, thing is, the job of the Federation Secret Service would be very different from the EFF.
Yeah, they got to worry about keeping the president safe. Well, not the president, the prime minister safe.
Actually, that's not just what like Secret Services do. Like they keep like all elected officials. They do that for like all of them.
Um, yeah,
Like they'd be
that's
doing
true.
that for like the mayors of sides.
Huh. All right, so we're at this party, which is also
Yeah.
a treaty signing.
Yep, and there are some Xeon officers in attendance.
Interesting.
What is everyone going to do? Also, of course, obligatory fancy ballroom music.
Right. So I guess Faust is gonna be minding her own business. She's just kind of sticking with the group. I think she says something of, sticking close. She's like, Faust suggests we stick close together. Last time we attended a party like this, something unexpected happened. Faust doesn't expect the same thing to happen for this, but it'd be rather safe than sorry, correct?
Agreed. I'll be trying to stick close to Blex at this point, because here we're here as his like bodyguard, right?
No.
Or just as part of that.
You were his escort to get to Amon.
Oh, okay. So we're just here
Right.
circulating now. That makes more sense because it's like we're not really trained for that. That
We're
being
just
said,
Like I said earlier, security work is not your job.
yeah, but I'm not trusting because there was people who were in charge of security work last time and they fucked it up. So Matra will still like try and stick close to Blex.
So Matro leaves the group. And Holova is doing what?
he's running out into the fog, just like last time.
Just preemptively.
He's making sure we're just making sure we have a man outside in case the freeze those whatever they're called, I forgot their names, come rolling up.
Heard?
It's muted.
Sorry, I
They're
had a
caught
phone
up.
call.
Yeah, what is Holova doing?
Staying away from Oliver is probably going to either stick closer to Metro Fast and probably not get himself too involved in the dance part of the ball.
So are we once again splitting Holiva and Metro and Faust and Courage?
I mean, it worked out so well last time.
True. Girl bosses gotta stay girl bossing.
Oliver's
You know-
gonna try his best not to split the group up, but if someone decides to do something, he's not gonna
Yeah,
stop
because
him.
Faust Faust just noted last time we split up, two of you two got held hostage, and me and Courage had to sneak in. And although that's unlikely for this, considering the strong military and security presence of this, rather than some party held at a colony mayor's residence, it's better safe than sorry. Which is paraphrasing because you not say it like that, but you get what I mean.
Okay. Matro.
Yep.
You feel the tap on your shoulder.
Oh, look.
There is a pretty Indian woman in a civilian uniform, rank reads warrant officer. She pointed at you and says, "You wouldn't happen to be Matro Nash?"
I am. Afraid you have me at a disadvantage.
She extends her hand, and let me see the name. Suhani Kaladay.
That name mean anything to me?
Roll me a keen academic score.
Alrighty. 5 success.
5 success. That's the famous war photographer.
Wow. Quick, guys, group picture.
She puts out her hand. Photographer.
I'm aware of your work. It's well known, even on the Federation side. I'll take her hand. Should you extend your hand to shake hands, or
Yes.
okay, shake hands then. I'm surprised you know who I am.
Oh, and she says, remember the propaganda reels for the Prince Karma when it first the keel was first broken, got christened. I took those photos.
Ah,
I'm just she lifts up the camera around her neck, wondering if I could take some photos of you and your team.
I'm certain that could be arranged, and I will try and catch the eye of the rest of the group and motion them over.
Notice his look, kind of guess what he's, trying to say and head over.
Bridge follows. You're all here. Matro has asked for your presence.
Anything wrong?
Just Miss Calday here would like to take our photo. Figured it would be in good taste to indulge her.
Halbert nods and greets himself.
Faust also introduces herself very curtly.
Have to apologize. Would Oliver did Metro fill them in on who this was, or
No, you just got here.
just got here? Never mind.
Yeah, so who is this?
Oh, I did just say Miss Calday here. I don't know if that name twigs anything for anyone else.
We roll.
Yeah.
What do we roll?
Keen academics. Same thing I asked Matro.
Keen and academics. 5 out of 10. So that would be 6
You know.
successes. So yes, yeah, Faust knows. And you know what she's going to say? The photographer for the Prince Karma.
Among others.
She nods. Faust go with Elise.
She shakes your hand. Tolliver, do you know who this is?
One success.
You are aware of the photos when she starts bringing them up that's her?
Oh,
Aware of her work.
I've seen these before. I have to apologize. Our entire squadron, who originally sunk the ship, isn't here. It's just the 3 of us now. And Courage. He waves over to Courage.
Kurt says hi. Then Kaladé says, you all get together then?
Yeah, we all get together. I assume Courage probably has arms over us, pulling us in for a group hug. Faust is kind of just standing there in the middle because she's the shortest, so she has to be in the middle.
There's only 5 of you. You don't need a front on rank.
Yeah, so.
She takes the picture. Mincha brings down the camera. Is there anywhere you'd like me to send a copy after I develop it?
So Metro can look longingly at it in about 6 years.
Pretty much. I guess I'm not sure how like mailing addresses work with us being on the Rio works or exactly, but I will like provide whatever is the appropriate mailing address for that. I have no idea how that really works though, out of character. But presumably Matra would know, even if I don't.
Okay.
You were not a part of the Garma's crew, am I wrong?
Oh, no. I've never fired a gun in my life.
You
All
hear
right.
the biggest like sigh of relief come from Halava.
Oh, that has not stopped me from getting shot at before, though.
Alright, sorry, I just was really worried for a second. They, the choice to fire on the choice to finish the Garma was the Garma's own. I suppose much like the real person in that case. I also apologize if for almost clipping you in the crossfire if that happened.
Oh, at that point, I was still on Earth, actually.
Oh, Well, then I'll save my apologies for the dead.
They'll certainly need it.
Sort of nods and adjusts its collar. Goes back to his hidey hole.
Because that's so everyone comes for the photo and then just like bombshells away as soon as possible, it seems.
Okay.
It's good that you're here to photograph a much more peaceful event rather than the aftermath of battles and ship commissioning.
She taps a finger on her chin. There is a lot less death now. Although I'm not sure what I'm gonna exactly do after the war.
So am I correct in assuming that, like, as a known photographer, there she is like trying to remember the equivalent of like the famous war photographer like Time Magazine, World War II, and all that stuff. Like that's somebody who's going to presumably still have a pretty high in demand job. People want photojournalists. Just be a lot more, peaceful.
However, Khalide looks very young.
Goddamn Gundam. Everyone is.
No, this is actually. I'm taking this person for a real person.
Ah,
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, Khalide is only like 25.
oh, so they're old.
Yep, she says. Yeah, but all I've ever really done is war photography.
I'm certain the skills are transferable to the civilian world. I think there'll be many years of analyzing the 1 year war to keep you occupied.
That was. Did have quite the slice of it.
Faust is observing the floor.
She looks at you, Mattress, says, "As compensation for the photos, would you like to dance?"
I'll apologize in advance for my 2 left feet. And agree.
She gives a hearty laugh. "I'd like you to make me an acrobatics poise."
Oh, they're dancing. Well, don't stub her toes, Metro.
For success. I rolled a 3.
It's going well for once.
Ah, that's funny.
They're going around, and she says, "So, any plans now that the war's over?"
I intend to stay with the military for now. There's a lot to be done to try to help ensure we don't end up in this same mess all over again.
She nods. "What about your shipmates?"
I think some of them are still trying to figure that one out. I can't say I blame them.
She you see her glance back over her at where Faust and Halva and Courage are sitting. I've heard some quite interesting things about the silver-haired one.
Lieutenant Faust is a superb pilot. I'm not surprised that her reputation is widely known.
It was some recent things.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
She looks at you intently. "You wouldn't have happened to have done anything particularly noteworthy to get the attention of powerful people, would you?"
we've been remarkably successful in some of our anti-piracy and trying to think of the correct way to phrase
Remnant cleaning.
Yeah, I was thinking of more reference to the Jupiter fleet. Like,
Smuggling operations.
yeah, and our like convoy protection duties.
Anything recent. Very recent.
I'm not sure I'm at liberty to discuss any details of recent operations, particularly to a foreign journalist. No offense.
She hums. You see her give a look back over to the table. "Thank you for the dance, Lieutenant."
Uh-oh, she's gonna come right for me now.
Best of luck. If it looks like she's gonna head that way, best of luck.
She's not heading that way.
Okay. Thank you for the dance.
Faust is sitting at the table, probably holding a drink for once in her life.
Yeah, what
And
is
just
in the
kinda,
drink?
I don't know, champagne, fucking in her fancy officer uniform, just drinking champagne, making small talk with Halva and Courage.
Both of you see Courage abruptly get up.
Is something the matter, Courage?
You see her tracking some guy walking by. I'm gonna go try to see if I can get a dance.
She Faust simply waves her off, like, do what you will.
And she walks away.
And then 5 minutes, you just hear 5 minutes later, what the fuck? Courage runs up and decks Faust.
Matcher yells, "Courage, do the thing!"
Courage, plan.
Take him for a walk.
Take her to the woodshed.
Courage, remember your officer training. She pulls out her sword. Her sword.
Yeah, I guess now it's just Faust and Halva at the table.
I presume Matcher is now returned. And Matcher, the table is currently short one of her underlings.
I just quickly scan the crowd. Do I see Courage anywhere?
There's a lot of people in this room.
Fair.
Seems Courage decided to make use of her waltzing.
All their lessons have come in handy so far.
Among other things, considering last time.
Fair. So are you two just like holding down the table, like trying not to interact with the this, or
Well,
is
Yeah,
it just
Faust doesn't really have any social obligations, unlike last time where she was,
yeah?
Miss
No,
Guest.
that's fair.
Gomin, you said the Federation Prime Minister was here.
Yes.
Who else is attending?
The Xeon Prime Minister
Oh,
and the President of Side Sex.
okay. That's
Wow.
that's a named character. That is. Oh my. Named character in the room. Activate kill mode.
Named character. Eliminate.
They betted against the Rockets today.
Is Halva like fucking how fucking it's like the ending of fucking Call of Duty Black Ops where it's like a picture of Halva in the scene where the Xeon Prime Minister died, implying that he did it.
Wait. Then.
I believe the last name was Darcia.
Yeah, Darcia. I wonder how the Commodore feels not being the most important person in the room. He kind of takes a sip of. I imagine he got himself some champagne, not knowing what it was, because he wants to look professional. Or not knowing like what he doesn't know like what wine it is or champagne. He doesn't know what he's drinking.
It is bottle. It came from a bottle.
Exactly. But he's like spinning it, has the entire look going on.
life.
How does Matro feel about Calde's question?
I was thinking it probably seems a little off. Should I maybe mention that to Faust now that I think about it? It's like Ford was asking a lot of questions about you, Faust. I think your reputation precedes you. You might not have such a quiet time at the party as you were hoping.
Faust sits at her chair and she says, "Is that so?" Faust isn't exactly surprised. After all, Faust is a once in a lifetime genius.
I don't think the questions had anything to do with your genius, I'm afraid.
She gives him a look. And what do you mean by that?
Something to do with your recent piloting exploits, drawing attention from important figures.
Hmm. She thinks to herself. She kind of can guess that it's about the disc TM, but she thinks could be the fact Faust shot down that Zeonic mobile armor. Considering its similarities to the Elmeth, after we gave it to the Federation, I'm sure they managed to figure out how Xeon's more unknown technology worked.
Lost.
Yes,
I'd like you to make me a poise or deception or a poison performance +3.
Boy's Deception, and you said +3?
Yes.
Yikes. Ugh, that's rough. I failed by 1.
Would you
So,
like to use a narrative
wait.
point?
Wait, no, I gotta see, because it was a 7 and I rolled an 8. Yeah, I think I'll use a narrative point to push it right into a success.
Matro, it seems like seems plausible.
I don't have any particular reason to doubt that theory.
Not yet.
Nothing bad will ever happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Fuss is just like, although the Federation may be moving towards disarmaments, that doesn't mean the Federation isn't looking for ways to improve its military. And you know what? She was like, perhaps this will allow Faust to help Halava if he decides to continue his career as part of the Federation.
Oh. I mean, I'd appreciate it. It's probably gonna be don't exactly a little bit of nepotism would go a long way for someone like me.
She shrugs. Faust has no reason to. Faust sees no disadvantage. Halava is a adequate co-pilot.
I mean, that's my job. Sort of raises his glass.
Matra, you look down at the two of them drinking champagne, and Courage's glass of some kind of scotch of some sort. Seems like Courage is the hardest drinking of the four of you.
Oh no! Yeah, get
Yeah.
drunk. If she hears anything, who's gonna believe her drunken rant?
Seems about right. I feel like Courage would have done the math. Okay. What a fancy party, free booze. What is the best booze I can get? well here. So I will. Actually, that reminds me. Matt will probably go get a drink at this point because he hasn't had a chance yet. I'll probably just stick with a glass of champagne because, again, after how last fancy party went, I don't want to be drinking heavily.
Yeah, there's no beers here.
Yeah, so be a glass of champagne.
It's fizzy. Like it always is.
I have a question.
What?
This is a bit off topic. Do Xeon remnants have amnesty if they surrender?
A lot of them do, so long as they aren't known to be war criminals.
Oh yeah, pretty important.
Or the whole war crimes thing kind of gets in the way of a lot of that.
Reasonable.
Oliver is just a little nervous. He's currently in a room with three of like two of the most important people, like in the Earth sphere. No offense to Site 6. And so
Yeah.
so he's a little nervous, and also like uneasy. He's never really seen someone this important up close.
Maturo, when you're walking to go get a drink, you actually notice Courage on the dance floor. Dancing with a man in a Xeon uniform.
All right. I don't suppose. I assume this is a party with all the highest
Right.
echelon muckety mucks. It's nobody I recognize from anything.
Right. So I have a quick question. Since I failed that roll before I used the narrative point, do I still mark it?
Well, did you fail to check? When you rolled, was it a failure?
Yeah.
Then you mark it.
Cool. All right.
You at any point you have to ask yourself. You say to yourself, "I failed this." You mark it.
Right. Got it. Okay. So please continue.
Halava.
Mm-hmm.
Lost.
Yeah.
You see a Federation officer with black lines running down their uniform. That means from the intelligence branch.
Uh-oh.
Walk up to your table.
Oliver puts.
Fast.
It
Yeah,
is
Fast puts her down, gets up and salutes.
It's a lieutenant commander. Salutes back. He points at you, Faust. Faust? Junior Lieutenant Faust?
She does. That would be correct.
May I have a word with you?
Yes, sir. And I assume she starts moving away from Halava because she kind of knows where this is going.
And they walk off. Matro, you return to the table. And, it's just Halava.
Guess everyone's enjoying this party more than I thought.
Oliver like holds his tongue for a second and looks over at Macho. You notice the intelligence. Usually they stick around the big shots, but one of them just took off with our pilot.
That's unusual.
Halva's
This is okay. I feel maybe some like pieces are dropping into place for Matra at this point. It's like this, some people are way too interested in Faust right now for this to be
Something must be
normal.
going on.
It's like something very suspicious is going on here,
I don't know what you're talking about.
and I don't know if you need me to roll or not. But it's like I'm thinking this has to do with
Do not need to roll.
yeah.
I don't think it's about that mobile armor.
Mm, I'm paranoid enough to think it's not about that mobile armor. One thing, yeah, sometimes your reputation. Intelligence officer stealing you away at the ball, it's like,
I mean,
I
he is an intelligent officer. And Gus is an intelligent person.
however, I think
Thank
we
you.
may have a
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you, Foss, for grasping at straws.
Because as far as Matra and Halva are aware, Halva now has the quote unquote only copy of that disc, or no, has the only extra copy of that disc of information.
Correct.
Stepping out of character. Have Matro and Halva examined that disc yet? Because I know we talked about we look at it, but then we kind
Hey,
of that
Halva.
post-session thing.
Yeah. Very important. Actually, super important. Roll me keen and investigate.
yes, keen investigate.
What is your current investigate skill?
Keen, probably not good. Oh, actually,
is
that
it?
would be 1 success.
No, what is it?
Oh, it's 3.
Oh, 3. I was going to say -2 then.
Oh,
You
minus.
shouldn't have rolled first.
Wait, say that again.
You shouldn't have rolled before I was done with my question.
Oh, my bad.
Now you have to spend a narrative point if you want to succeed to re-roll, instead of just using it for the +2.
Oh. Oh, you said -2 or +2?
-2.
-2.
It's a bunch of science bullshit you do not understand.
Is it okay if Oliver uses a reroll here?
I am not one to oppose.
Wait. He needs a 6 for a success. That means he needs a 4 to succeed. That's not happening.
Hey, who knows?
Because you had initially passed by 1, so wouldn't
No, because I was gonna say if you had a 3, I was gonna say -2. If he had like a 1 or something, or 1 or 0, I was gonna say no modifier.
interesting.
Wait, so him having worse investigate would make the roll harder or easier?
No, it would have been this exact same rule you needed to begin with.
Okay. I see.
Thing is, I didn't want to kick you if you are. I didn't want to kick you while you were already down.
Gotcha.
I only kick you when you're up. I'm nice like that.
Very generous.
What's our narrative points at right now?
2.
2.
2? Okay, yeah, Halva's not going to be clued in.
Yeah, you were maybe like, I don't know, 5% of your way through it, but like, you didn't go to, you finished high school. You didn't even like take a college course, and like this stuff is like doctorate level. You have no fucking idea, so it's taking forever to get through it. You have not gone through to file in its entirety.
What has Halva gone through?
I don't know, like maybe the first 50 like reports out of like a couple hundred.
I mean, like, what are in those reports which he can understand?
It's mostly about chemical compounds and like ideas for experiments, like strapping people in to like like those chairs you use to like apply G's to someone for like training. It spins around just like that.
I will
See if
say,
that has any effect.
Oliver would have also let Matro see the disc if he wanted to.
Yeah, I feel like if we're risking getting like possibly court-martialed over it, I'd have read it. Doesn't
No,
necessarily
I
mean.
Frep, I thought the entire thing is I know nothing.
Oh fuck, you're absolutely right. I completely forgot about that.
I was
Oh, you're right.
listening to
Nope.
I was listening to the
No, you're absolutely
last
right.
episode
Because
late into the night.
as
You
far
know
as I
nothing.
know, nothing for legal purposes. I know nothing. You're absolutely correct. I
Oh.
completely blanked on that conversation.
We're doctorate maxing right now. We're genius pilled.
It's more that if I don't know, I can at least feign ignorance, try and protect people when it blows up in our face.
No, you don't have to feign ignorance. You just are ignorant.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't. You don't have to lie about things you don't know. There's nothing to lie about.
Skill issue.
Oliver's going to. I'm actually thinking of looking at more tonight. Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh no, I go means little thing.
No, I'm talking about Matro.
Oh, I see.
Matro knows nothing.
Yes, as a deliberate defensive thing, which I completely blanked on. That's embarrassing.
Honestly, I would just like re-listen to the session the day before.
That makes sense. I just have
This stuff is hard coded into my brain.
that's because
It
I'm
haunts
flipping my
me.
brain between different things. Oops.
Anyways, you're about to say something, Halva?
Oh.
You failed by 2 for your investigate check.
Yeah. Well, the person who knows the most about it just kind of like points left that way.
Faust is disappearing into the crowd. I'm sure this would be a very dramatic scene.
Uh, the Matro's exact question was about the amount of copies of the disc.
My bad. I blanked on that. Yeah, it'd just be me and sword points over.
Hmm. Tell me you've got that disc well hidden.
Well, I actually have a bit of a system for that. He opens his coat.
Ah,
Keeps it on them.
that is a high risk, high reward system, I suppose.
I'd argue the opposite. If I leave it anywhere else, then who knows? I always know where
Yeah.
it is.
That is a good point. Matro, Halva is an NCO. He's in a room with like 20 other people.
That's true. I live in this room, but also not work particularly well. So it's about as safe as it can be. The only problem is if it's ever found, it's incredibly incriminating because it's on him. But that's risk
God, I
reward.
have my own room.
I know nothing.
Oliver kind
Yeah,
of
again.
Yes, Halva?
he kind of like taps his elbow. Well, I have it. If that ever happens, then just
What?
no disc. He's saying he'll break it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what's the name on the what's the floppy disk labeled
It's
as?
porn. It's labeled as porn.
That is definitely a fucking.
The thing
And
is,
nobody's gonna ask why. Nobody's gonna ask why he broke it. Because if
thing
you
is,
see
like,
this guy,
my problem is it's the year 1980. Imaging on computers isn't very good. It's the equivalent of like using like a colon and a parentheses to make porn.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, who knows? Maybe he's into some. Maybe he's into that.
Weird
You're
stuff.
not gonna ask. You're not gonna ask, are you?
No, it's all erotica.
Yeah,
Smut.
all erotica. It's all smut.
What was that game that was mentioned in The Martian? Right. No, I sent this to Gomain.
The dick butt type thing.
No, like there's this the hold on. No, like it's one of those like saucy like 2D adventure games from like the 80s. Not actually though, it's the information. It's the war crime information, but
Custer's Revenge?
it was in the let me.
I think you're talking about Custer's Revenge.
Am I talking about Custer's Revenge?
You know where?
Oh no,
Colonel
I'm not talking about Custer's Revenge.
Anyways,
Yeah,
we're very
no.
sidetracked right now. Yeah, anyways, it's labeled as porn.
Your move, Fed.
Your move, moral person.
Whose move?
Macho specific.
I mean, I'm not sure what to do.
No, it's just like make conversation. It's
Oh.
the. So I'm thinking on the spot.
Okay.
Take some time.
I don't really see any way for Thatcher to interact with whatever's going on with Faust without being suspicious as hell. And since his plan is to not be suspicious, he's just gonna go circulate. And again, that bit of plausible deniability, I don't want to be around right now. Then. Probably go back to what he was originally sidetracked from, which is going to try and find and stick close to Blackthorn again. Now that things are going all fucky, with the with our suspicions, it's like I'm going to distract myself by doing a task that feels, vaguely on theme of why we're here.
Okay then. So, Faust.
Yes.
This lieutenant commander has pulled you aside,
Correct.
and now the two of you are alone.
Yep. All alone. No one following us.
Yes, no one. You do make sure to look over your shoulder.
Yeah, she takes like one little glance back. Just in case.
Nobody around.
Cool.
You're following this lieutenant commander, and he suddenly turns on his heels, and then leans back up against a wall. Good work with that find.
It was no problem, she says. After all, Faust was simply fortunate to find a Flanagan Institute ship, as well as the data inside.
He nods. The amount of storage on that disk, it was limited. Do you know how? Is there anything else you know based on your time inside of it? I can't
We found,
imagine
we
you'd
found,
be able to download everything.
no, yeah, considering the people with me, I doubt they would have. Faust believes they would have objected to downloading such data, which is understandable, considering most people's moral fibers. As well as the fact that most of the crew we found were dead of self-inflicted wounds.
Hmm. What sort of self-inflicted wounds?
Faust noted that one of them had torn their own throat out, perhaps a manic-induced episode due to the experimental compounds they were given, most likely in in an attempt to create an artificial new type, or an artificial esper, as the Federation has taken to calling it.
He nods. Most people don't understand what it really takes to keep the Earthsphere safe. He did the right thing forwarding this up.
Faust simply wishes to learn more about this phenomena. But if it assists the Earth Federation, then Faust has no objections.
He nods. I have a question. How long have you been stuck at junior lieutenant?
Shit, when would she have gotten promoted? What rank did she start as when she joined the war? Presumably as a commissioned officer?
That is up for you to decide.
Uh, yeah, I'll say she got promoted to junior lieutenant about after the Battle of Jabura. So yeah, so that would be, when was Jabura? November?
Yes,
And what month is it right now?
it is April.
For about 4 months, Faust was promoted after the Battle of Jabura.
He nods. Well, if you keep up stuff like this, you'll probably see your promotion to lieutenant cut down to a quarter.
Faust, I see, she says.
You wouldn't happen
Faust,
to have any
oh, yeah.
interest in returning to the R&D side of things.
In conjunction with the research into this.
Something to that effect. He starts scratching at his chin, mostly as an interdisciplinary endeavor. Most of the people we have on this don't exactly understand how a mobile suit techs.
I see. I assume the Federation will be using the data in order to better understand the wireless weaponry, the wireless remote weaponry Xeon utilized in the final stages of the war.
Psychomos are something of a black box for us currently.
And Faust would be more than interested in discovering how it worked.
He nods.
She turns to him. Faust assumes that she would be able to get data regarding all the research done into Esper abilities.
I make no promises for that. But it's very high clearance.
Then Faust will simply need to get her clearance. It all has to start somewhere, correct?
You say that again? I didn't quite hear you, Swampy.
She says, she nods, like, it's very high fair. She nods at that, and then she's like, then Faust will simply need to gain that clearance. After all, we all have to start somewhere, correct?
You can probably expect more details on this sort of thing in the coming weeks. Although bureaucracy is slow, but it is important to make sure we dot all our I's and cross all our T's.
Correct. Okay. If Faust were to say she looked over the data, would that be like, suspicious?
There is a way to word which would not be suspicious.
Hmm?
There is a way to word that would not. There is a way to word what you want to reveal without being suspicious.
All right. While Faust was overlooking the data prior to handing it in for the debrief, Faust has been discovering perhaps more effective ways of looking into this new type phenomena or Esper phenomena.
How do you figure?
The compounds they used were rudimentary at best. The fact they were continuing experimentation without any sort of proper funding or backing was only detrimental to their progress. Faust assumes that would not be a problem for the Earth Federation, correct?
Of course not. We have vast resources.
He kind of smirks, small smile. Faust has already begun looking into more effective ways to create. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Faust is already looking into ways of unlocking the secrets of an Esper. The Federation can do what they want with the data, but Faust personally would like to discover everything about this new development in humanity.
What an exciting century we have to look forward to.
She nods. Indeed. All new things are coming into place. Mobile suits, new types. Faust wishes to push them to their absolute limit of knowledge. And I'm certain that knowledge will be very helpful to the Earth Federation.
Everything and anything to make sure the boys in gray are as well armed as possible.
She extends a hand out.
He shakes it. I guess I'll be seeing you later, or Junior Lieutenant.
Of course. One more thing.
Yes?
Faust has some people she may like to bring along.
In what capacity?
Well, I assume you've read the reports of my squadron's exploits so far?
Yes, I'm relatively well aware.
Then I'm certain that if the Federation is going to be developing new mobile suits, they would make excellent test pilots. After all, Faust has observed an aptitude in them.
Aptitude?
Hmm?
What sort of aptitude?
She thinks for a second. Even when faced with something like that mobile armor we faced, or a Gundam piloted by a suspected new type, they never waver. They'll ready and willing to do what it takes to complete their objective. And I'm certain if the Federation told them to push a mobile suit to its limits, they would do as such. And they're not any sort of slouches when it comes to piloting. Most of the squadron are aces. except for one, but he's only 1 kill away from that. Faust can assure you they are excellent pilots.
I'll put a word in. You gave them your personal recommendation for the job. However, I make no guarantees that they'll get in.
We'll simply leave that to fate then.
Well, I believe I've taken up enough of your time, Junior Lieutenant.
And I believe I have as well, Lieutenant Commander. Enjoy your party. Enjoy the party.
Same to you.
And Faust gives him one last salute and goes her separate way.
Hey, Faust.
Yes.
You're walking in these random hallways.
Uh-huh.
When you hear a bumping noise
From where?
around the corner.
What kind of bumping?
It sounds like someone's running up against the wall, or like
Oh.
they threw their shoulder into it.
Okay, that's weird. Faust is going to step to the farther side of the hallway. So, away from the corner as far as she can. If there's like 2 corners, then she can start moving back if possible. But she's going to turn the corner, hand on her pistol. She thinks it's probably just a drunk, but you can never be too sure.
If you have your hand on your pistol,
Yeah. Like going up on the far side of the hallway, kind of inching closer slowly, just in case.
you're right in front of the corner. If you take one more step out, you'd be able to see whoever is there.
Right. Okay. So I'm on the other end of the hallway, furthest from the corner.
Yep.
Then I am going to step out, and if it's something bad, then I can back up and probably, I don't know, shoot if needed.
You see Courage and a man in a Xeon uniform up against a wall.
Faust immediately just kind of like stops. And I assume just kind of Courage notices.
Yep, you see Courage scramble to stand at attention. Her hair is disheveled. Ma'am?
Faust waves her off with a very like this just that smile trademark, and she just says, "Enjoy your night." What rank is she? Enjoy your night, ensign. And she walks off.
She looks as red as a tomato as you walk away.
Yeah, and I guess she's gonna head back to her table, seeming to be in better moods.
Yeah, Metro, Hala, what are you doing?
I think said Matro kind of had wandered off again. Is
In search of the Lex. You couldn't find him.
makes sense. He's like a fairly important muckety-muck at this thing. They might not even be in the main room, so. I guess while he's wandering, can I get any sense of like what people think about this treaty? Like, is this a fair degree of excitement about what's going on here, or?
Yes. People feel like it's a good sign.
Fair enough. Yeah, if he wasn't able to find Black, I'd probably just end up wandering back to the table in relatively short order after just kind of circulating around for a little bit.
You get back to the table before Faust. Then Faust shows up, and she looks happy. Already a bad sign.
Many people come back from a conversation with an intelligence officer with a grin on their face.
She isn't grinning. She's just more so like soft smile.
That's basically grinning for Faust, though.
Yeah, true enough.
Like,
Is
there's a,
that or a
there's a-
smirk? A smug smirk.
just look at
Oh,
Halva. Like, what do you
yeah,
think of this situation?
Halava looks wrong.
That's your mouth isn't supposed to go like that. I didn't know it could.
She gives him a look of, and she just says, "Faust is simply received good news." And she sits down.
In
And
regards to what?
yeah, no, Faust knows that he's gonna ask, so she says, "Do you remember what we talked about the mobile armor?"
I'm aware.
Well, that man came to me in regards to that, and considering how the conversation went, we may find ourselves in soon to be better conditions. All of us.
Hmm. I thought how to phrase this without sounding too meta, gamey. Do I get the hint that that Faust is not telling the whole story with that?
No. So I want you to like play out the scene a little before make a or roll. Just keep going.
Okay, because like that was
Just keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. Because like, what's the word? You need to do something before. Like, I need to know your like plan of attack, metaphorically speaking, on this before I can give you a check.
gotcha. I
So
mean,
far,
so what?
oh, go ahead.
I was just trying to think how Matt would phrase it. Like, I fail to see how you're shooting down that mobile armor would mean much for the rest of us. It certainly was an impressive feat of arms, but that hardly reflects on the rest of the team.
Faust simply told them Faust simply told the officer about her opinion on the team and recommended all of us. Apparently, considering the data they managed to extract from that machine, they're going to be developing more advanced mobile suits. At least Faust assumes so. Faust was offered a chance to return to R&D development, and Faust simply decided that Faust believes that your entire our entire I suck at making dialogue. Okay.
Back. Serious.
Sorry.
We are serious.
We're serious. I'm trying not to stutter. Faust would not stutter. Okay, wait. Let me think this out.
Hmm. Center yourself.
Faust has received word that the data extracted from that mobile suit, or at least its physical components, could lead to future developments for mobile suits as a whole. Therefore, Faust was given an offer to return to R&D, and considering how well our squadron works together, Faust simply took the liberty to recommend the rest of you to be transferred with me.
You're confident this is solely on the strength of the data you pulled from that mobile armor?
Lieutenant, she says, that mobile armor is a development of the one that managed to sink several ships without even getting into contact with them back at Solomon after the Federation had already captured it. It was quite a dangerous mobile armor taken down only by the White Devil. So managing to capture a improved version, even if the cockpit was destroyed, could lead to vast discoveries about Xeon's more unknown technologies.
But considering that both of these mobile armors have been defeated by Gundams, doesn't this just further show the superiority of our own developments? Seems like
Well, that is true.
going back to that is working backwards. we've already surpassed Xeon, and I'm not sure what there's to learn from that.
In one regard, Lieutenant, that would happen to be their remote weaponry. Naturally, the Federation has taken an interest in this. After all, who knows what kind of applications that sort of telekinetic, I would say, Faust would say, ability could give to Federation machines and even daily life for humanity as a whole. Imagine, Lieutenant, being able to control something with just your thoughts alone, even if it's only applicable to the new types that have been rumored to exist.
When Faust starts going on about the new types, I'm just going to look over at Halva. And it seems like because I didn't read the information, but I got the cliff notes of what the fuck was found on that ship based on essentially Halva's reaction to it. And I guess I'm concerned on the level of enthusiasm Faust is showing for something we just saw evidence was fucking horrible. Again, based on the limited information I had without digging into it.
Shocked that lady involved in development of mobile suits is excited to develop mobile suits. But I get your reasoning.
Yeah, it's more like it's more that because we're paranoid that somebody's onto us with this information, and here you are talking very excited about this just after debriefing with this intelligence guy, and it's like,
well, you don't know that.
But
you don't know anything. You don't know what the details of the conversation with the intelligence guy was.
No, but I do know that Faust is coming back uncharacteristically excited.
Yes, true.
So, and this is where the conversation is led from, right? Without a ton of prompting, Faust immediately starts going into the spiel about new type technology, which is the thing we know those discs pertain to, segueing off the mobile armor discussion. It just is.
Well, I mean, I don't think it really pertained much to new type technology. It just referred to new types in general. And the mobile armor was developed from a new type machine, so. But I get where you're coming from.
And now I will require a roll. Faust.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to spend a narrative point. You get a +3.
Okay.
For your deception and keen check. I'm going to spend another narrative point. Match, you get a -1 for your keen empathy check.
Keen and deception, right?
Yeah.
And at a +3. Three successes.
Rep.
That is 3 fails.
Can't exactly find a chink in Bost's argument. She did develop mobile suits. And it's a known fact that Espers did use the Elmeth, so for now you're willing to believe her.
He doesn't have the evidence to break her psychic locks.
Fair enough. It's more that I've just twigged that because I don't really have any reason to suspect, and maybe I about this wrong. I don't have any reason to suspect that Faust handed this information over. I have reason to suspect that they know about it, and I'm concerned about that more than anything. Right? Because
feel free to bring it up then.
So that's
Make Faust lie again. I beg of you.
it's just well, again, I don't know why I'm being cagey because Matra would have no reason to not trust Faust here. He simply say it's like I'm just concerned that
It's
the information
Master of
we
086 screaming out to his past self. Like the
well,
fucking like the scene from fuck, what's the movie where it's the guy like at the window in the astronaut suit like punching at his past self like no, no, don't go. No.
but yeah, it's like I'm just concerned that the information we had agreed to keep quiet may have already or not even the information. They seem to know at least in broad strokes about what was going on that ship or something. Some fact. I'm trying to think how to phrase this because I don't. There's no reason that Matra would phrase it in such a way to make it sound like they'd have this particular information, but it's more like
They seem unusually interested.
they seem unusually interested and unusually well informed. And I think whatever information we have should be disposed of quietly before any enthusiastic digging occurs to protect souls from any blowback. And again, that's looking pointedly at the two people I know who have actual copies of this. It's like somebody's looking into this, and I'm concerned. And since like if that information wasn't turned in right away, we're going to get in huge shit if it's ever found. So that information needs to disappear quietly for everyone's protection, or rather for Halava and Faust's protection.
We're gaslight gatekeep girl bossing.
And yeah, and he'll now that his warning I guess is delivered, I'm gonna drop this subject for now.
Alright. Well, what does he say in general, like about the
So I was just like, okay, so yeah, how would I phrase this in character? I'm concerned at the level of interest the Federation is showing in this new type phenomena.
Stop.
And I think it would be wise to divest ourselves of any evidence
Sensitive.
of information being concealed.
Faust kind of shrugs like, well, if the enemy were able to create weaponry that was capable of destroying multiple ships from a distance, of course the Federation would take interest in it. But if you're concerned about this, Faust can assure you that it's still in her room.
Which is both a lie and not a lie. It's not exclusively still in Faust's room, but fair enough. Again, I really don't think Matra will be digging into this because he's got no reason to distrust Faust on this. He's
Your friend Faust Gothales,
my
trustworthy individual.
would not sell her soul to the devil.
I mean, I say, I made the mistake of trusting somebody.
Instead of putting courage in charge.
Well, Courage is currently kissing some Zeke, so good for them. Love wins. You love who you love, Courage.
That applies to being gay, not fascism.
Well, no, I don't assume that guy was all in for the fascism.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't know
joking.
that guy.
I'm joking.
Yeah, maybe stop pushing your prejudices against him, Halva. Jeez.
Fashophobia.
God.
Is the
You're like father who's like, I don't. You're like Isolina's dad. I don't approve of you dating that Xeon man. But
fucking that's spacey.
yeah, fucking.
But then the dad says he literally bombed New York.
But Halva, I love him. I will not have it. And like Halva, who's charged up and Kurt's like cancer, and she goes falling to the floor. But yeah. Faust. Faust is yeah. I was gonna say something. I can't remember what. Shit. Oh well.
Alrighty then.
Oliver was just there for that entire conversation, by the way.
Just sitting there, like
Looking back and forth.
like if this was a scene, it would be like Faust and Match are like in the very front of the frame. Only you could see like their bottom mouths covered in shadow. It's just Halva like it's right in the middle of the frame, like looking between them. So what happens next?
Metro.
Yep.
You see Courage return. Her hair looks disheveled. And there's wrinkles in her uniform.
All right, time to. She's fallen. She's played right into my hands, and Faust just is gonna look to Courage and say, "Are you enjoying your nights, Ensign?"
Yeah, you see her blush. She concentrates on. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Faust nods and just sips her champagne. She's got to look at Halva. Halva.
Hmm?
If they do decide to bring you on board for this R&D, this could prove a good chance for a potential future career for you in the Earth Federation.
It could.
Yes. Oh.
Courage leans over to you, Metro, and taps on your shoulder. What are they talking about?
Here's Faust has some sort of potential in for us with mobile suit research and development.
Oh, okay.
I'm sweating. Like, are they talking about me? Is she talking about me?
Fuck, that was so embarrassing.
Getting caught by Faust of all people. Like, Halva and Macho would be like supportive or teasing. Getting caught by Faust with that fucking like off-putting smile on her face.
Saying nothing else. Ugh.
Saying nothing else but enjoy your night, Ensign. It's just like,
Can you just shoot me instead? That'd be easier.
could you please take that gun you had your hand on and just kill me?
So I feel they're
Yeah, what do you
I
think
don't
of?
we're not at war with the Republic anymore. But I feel like there's probably rules against fraternizing with Sion officers quite like that. Courage would
You don't know. You don't know what Courage
I don't
is
know
on.
anything about it. Exactly. I just say
Yeah, what do you think of Courage's look?
ah
Weird interaction right there.
I mean, even if Matro thought she was up to, Nego someone, he'd never assume it was a Zeke. Because it's like that's just a huge security risk and a terrible idea. So I don't know. Don't know if he really notices anything other than looking slightly disheveled. Which is
The
not
perfect
craziest
day.
thing in the world.
Yeah. Anyways, Foss, you were talking to Oliva about something about promotion.
Yeah, she's like R&D, considering this new peaceful era we're in, will most likely be alongside reconstruction, a high priority on the Federation's list. If you manage to get in along with me, Well, Faust is sure you'd be able to be. Faust is sure you'd be well on your way to not only getting commissioned but climbing the ranks.
That
Matcha, how does this sound to you?
Hmm.
The word climb rank. Your two favorite activities.
I mean, that is one thing Metro does like the sound of a lot. And, well, no, because he's also, like, he's very firmly convinced that mobile suits are, like,
The future.
the future. And, like, assisting in that sounds pretty good to him. That, like, aligns with his goals, right? Because he's definitely gonna be an advocate of, like, I don't know why we have a single battleship anymore. They're fucking stupid. We should just invest in mobile suits and then things to carry the mobile suits, and we don't need anything else. So getting on the ground floor of, like, post-war suit research is great as far as he's concerned.
Alaba was about to say something.
I don't know if I. Never mind.
No, keep going.
Maybe that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Maybe I can. I mean, if I just spend a few years off to get my commission, then sure. He finally says, a little too casually.
Faust nods. It's up to you, Alva.
As soon as you both say that, your courage yell, well, I'll drink to that. She grabs her glass and downs the entire thing.
Yeah, Faust before she says finishes. What did she say before? It completely just blanked, even though I said it like 2 seconds ago.
Courage?
Right, no, yeah. She says to Halva, "It's your choice, Halva. Although we can provide you routes to your future, we can't guarantee. Although we can provide you a route to your future, although we can provide you a route to a future, it's up to you if you want to take them. Or well, we can't decide your future for you. Something along those lines." And then I assume Courage goes, "I'll drift. Cheers, bro. I'll chink to that."
No, yeah. The thing is, she still looks very embarrassed. It's just an excuse.
To get more drunk, to hopefully forget by next morning.
It's like, because yeah, have it like Match was actually noticing. You all right there, Courage? Maybe lay off the booze if you're already that flushed.
She coughs into her hand. I'm completely fine, sir. She slumps over the table.
Faust just drinks her champagne.
Well, I've got no reason to doubt them.
And Hollow has made a decision, finally.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of Oliver making decisions, are we going to end there, or are we gonna have a little bit of a?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
how's the signing going?
The final thing is you hear someone on the speaker say, "May I have your attention, please?" And then there's up on a podium 3 people. President of Side 6, Prime Minister of Xeon, and the Prime Minister of the Earth Federation. The reporters all line up, and all 3 of them go to sign the Treaty of Amon.
Yippee!
And then the episode ends. I felt like that was very successful.
And nobody even got shot. It's great. Best
Yeah.
party we've been
Yeah.
to.
We went to baseball. We had burgers. We went moonwalking. Faust Faust manages to gaslight Genki girl boss. Her
That certainly won't blow up in your face.
and spin it to become a positive for the entire crew.
I feel it's early days to call it a positive for the entire crew.
I don't know. You still have 2 episodes of finale to go through. Let's not get too excited.
Right.
I managed to dance without breaking anyone's feet. That was pretty exciting. Matra's
With a pretty
that
woman
together.
too.
It was all looking up.
She says a pretty cryptic thing, but
Yeah, it's a good question for you, Matra. With all this in mind, are you gonna keep trusting Faust?
Again, the problem is I don't have any reason not to trust Faust right now. When it blows up, because I've put this faith in, it's going to be even worse. It's like, oh man, I think they're onto him. I better warn Faust, to protect herself. And then when it eventually comes out of what has happened, it's like, oh, you motherfucker, you.
When you find out, what exactly are you going to do?
That is a great question.
Because you do have some excellent attack dogs, and Halava and Courage.
Yeah.
like fucking Pokemon battle, but with their fucking respective junior officers or respective underlings. It's like, you are challenged by Lieutenant Matro. Matro sends out Ensign
Master
Courage.
uses courage. It's highly effective.
Go!
Courage
Go!
uses
Halava!
Haymaker. Courage uses Haymaker.
Oh. Faust getting decked by courage would just be that'd be an unpleasant sight.
The check is a 10 on a 2d6. I'm
Yeah.
gonna knock a few teeth. Courage is gonna knock a few teeth loose.
Eh.
Yeah, let me just roll it right now to see how fucked you are. That's let's see, 8 successes.
Damn.
So how does that translate into?
What would I have to do?
You take 4 body. You would take 4 body damage in that case.
What do I have to roll to maybe dodge?
Yeah.
What would I
Thing is,
dodge?
yeah, you would roll just grit and athletics.
Grit athletics?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's a roll. 4. Yeah, it'd be 2 failures. Oop.
Yeah, you would get your face caved in by courage. Big time. It is something punching people is something she is exceptionally good at. So how does everyone feel about how things are going into the mid-season and finale?
Good. I enjoyed that. This was just this was a lot of good character moments. This one.
What do you mean?
Well, it was just fun to this was a session where we had a lot of interaction where it was actually just the party interacted with each other rather than just off NPCs and stuff like that. It was good to see that when the inevitable fallout happens, we're just making it worse by stacking things on top of each other, which I always find very entertaining.
The party's gonna split Halava and Faust and Courage and Matro.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's a reading I wasn't sure on, because I know Halva seemed very concerned about this data last session, and I don't know what. I don't have enough of a feel to know what Halva's going to do.
Hello, I was
when this
going
comes
to.
out.
Oh, sorry.
Well, Halibut doesn't know a lot what's going on in the data. He just knows that the ship was sketchy as fuck.
I was actually going to say, if we were going to do like a what do you do in between sessions, Holiva is going to put that data into his gym, and that's all he's going to do. When he realized that he couldn't really understand it, it's only made him more curious.
Yeah, Halibut, you've now made a decision. That's big. Where's Halibut hoping this will go?
A career in the Federation. A successful career in the Federation, hopefully. Maybe a good engineering job if he plays his cards right and gets an education.
It would look very good to Anaheim, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm simply providing the party with career opportunities.
Listen,
Yeah.
I've been so thrilled that things went the direction they did.
Yeah. So, Faust, a promotion.
Wow. Well, she doesn't exactly care. She's more interested on getting that fucking research. But
It
yeah,
does, however, mean your salary goes up by quite a bit.
yeah. You know, it's to be expected. Probably is gonna move up a bit more in the ranks. You know, this is just spitballing here, but if considering what I've talked to Gomi about, if Faust does show up as like a bad guy for Old Guard, which I hope she doesn't, I hope she should come back and be like ditching the Titans, maybe with Halava, kind of redemption arc could go in. But if it's a bad guys, then I have a question about the system
Of what specifically?
of skills. Would it be wrong to? Is it like? Because I think it'd be interesting to make like. Is there a chance to do like your own skill? I mean, we technically did with it's a Gundam that Faust has for her. You know.
Oh, a bonus? Yeah, you can like try to work with me to invent one. I
Yeah.
did write most of the rules in our rule book.
If I do like bad guy Faust, then I kind of want to take what if Faust just whistled and like all her Titan pilots just like started fighting harder? You just hear over comms just a whistle, and if Halva's still with her, I don't know. Who knows what kind of psychic damage that's gonna do? But no, I hope we get to redemption arc, get back together. The gang is back. The gang is all here.
I wouldn't. Don't plan too far ahead.
Yeah, no.
Mostly because there's still the chance that one of you dies.
Yeah.